Hello friends, hi. Welcome back to my channel. And if you are new to my channel, then you can subscribe it and press the bell icon, so that you will be able to see my all videos which I have discussed earlier. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about that cabin pressurization of Airbus 320. Okay, so let's start the video without wasting any time. Okay, so friends, for the cabin pressurization of Airbus 320, in the cabin pressurization, there are in the last video I have shown you that how the air conditioning system work, and from where it got bleeds and how the bleeds get cooled and delivered to the different zones of the aircraft, like cockpit, forward and aft cabin, and that same use for that pressurization also. Okay. So there are the four functions in the pressurization chapter. First is that is the ground function. In ground function, pressurization doesn't have any much to do, because the outflow valve is having a main role for the pressurization things. So outflow valve will be fully open and no pressurization at the ground. Okay, so whatever pressure will be outside the aircraft, same pressure will be then inside the aircraft. Pressurization means is that when the pressure outside of the aircraft is very low and inside of the aircraft is very high, to facilitate the passengers to feel comfort. Okay, that is the main function of the aircraft, to make to feel passengers comfortable. Otherwise, when the aircraft is going to the 33,000 or 34,000, 35,000, at that level, air pressure will be so very low, and no one can survive at that same pressure level. So that's why pressurization is a very important topic. Okay, at ground, outflow valve will be fully open, no pressurization. What is the outflow valve? Outflow valve is a valve which regulate the pressure inside the cabin. Okay, when it is fully open, it release the all pressure whichever is feed to the cabin extra. Okay, and it just equalize the pressure inside and outside if it is fully open. If it is fully closed, then bleed pressure and air conditioning will keep coming inside the cabin, and the cabin pressure will keep increasing, and when it reaches to the certain value or to the required value, after that outflow valve will keep opening, closing, partially opening to maintain that. Okay, so that is the main role of the outflow valve. Okay, next after ground function, next comes to the pre-pressurization. What is the pre-pressurization? So friends, pre-pressurization is the pressurization before actually pressurization. What does it mean? That when the pressurization start, it start as the aircraft comes to as the aircraft start climbing. As it is climbing, the air pressure decrease. So at the same time, that pressurization system starts slowly increasing pressure inside the cabin, so that cabin pressure will be more than the outside pressure. So it happens when the aircraft start climbing and go up to the cruise. Okay, so what is the pre-pressurization? Before the pressurization stage, the pressurization we have to do additionally, that is this pre-pressurization. So pressurization actually start at the stage of climbing. So it is the pressurization things which has to happen before climbing. That means during takeoff. Okay. So during takeoff, what happens? When we give the takeoff thrust, so much of the pressure and bleed generate. Okay. So because of that, lots of bleed and pressure can go inside the cabin, and cabin can get over pressurized or something. To avoid that pressure surge, what we do, before starting takeoff, before taking start our climb, or before lift off, we just increase some pressure inside the cabin. Okay, so at this stage, outflow valve closes to increase the cabin pressure during takeoff to avoid pressure surge in cabin. And how it do it, that stage cabin Vs is minus 400 per minute. Minus 400 feet means it will show that we are even not on the ground, we are at the below the ground level, because the pressure which is on the ground, we increase the pressure, so it will simulate that we are even lower than that, because as we go up pressure decrease, as we go down pressure increase, so it will make us feel that we are at the high pressure altitude, which is actually lower than our actual altitude at the time of ground when we are about to take off. Okay, so it will decrease the cabin altitude. So in another way, it will increase the pressure inside the cabin. Okay, next come to the pressurization. Pressurization in this, as we start climbing, you can see that we start after lift off, as we start climbing, aircraft comes to the cruise level. There it will adjust the outflow valve to adjust rate of climb or descent, to adjust the cabin altitude as per the requirement of the comfort of the passengers. Okay, max cabin altitude 8,000 feet during cruise. Okay, during cruise, max altitude can go up to 8,000 feet. Okay, and as per the human tendency, human body, we can survive up to the altitude of 10,000 feet, max to max it up to the 14,000 feet. Okay, above that, any human being cannot survive if the cabin is not pressurized. So that's because we have to keep cabin altitude up to 8,000 feet. Okay. So next comes to the depressurization. When it happens, depressurization means that whatever pressure is additional available or additional locked inside the cabin, that has to be released when we come to ground. Because if we will not release that additional pressure which is inside the cabin, then what will happen? The pressure inside the cabin is higher than the outside pressure at the ground. So what will happen? Higher pressure inside, lower pressure outside. That door, cabin door will not open, or if it will open, it will just do blast and it can throw out the people, because pressure inside is higher, outside is lower, so it will try to push things out. Okay, so depressurization after landing, 55 seconds after the main landing gear compressed. After 55 seconds after the main landing gear compressed, when we land at the touchdown, landing gear get compressed. After 55 seconds of that, outflow valve will open automatically to release the residual pressure inside the cabin. Okay, somehow if it is not happening, or outflow valve will not open itself, then there is another unit, residual pressure releasing unit. Okay, that will open the outflow valve to release the residual pressure. Okay. And if that also not work, residual pressure control unit. If that also not work, then we can place it manually also. Okay. So friends, these are the four functions which has to be done in the cabin pressurization system, and there are the two modes of the operation to operation this cabin pressurization. One is the automatic, second is the manual mode. In automatic mode, how it work? There are the two channels to CPC. CPC means that cabin pressure controller. There are the two cabin pressure controller in Airbus 320 pressurization system. Okay, one is operating, one is on standby. If one got fail, other will overtake. Okay. And to increase the life and to utilize the both channels, there are the auto transfer system also. Okay, if one system fail, other will take over. That is the simple. In another situations also, after landing, 70 seconds after landing, the system will change over. If the CPC1 was working for one flight, then after landing CPC2 will start working and CPC1 will go to the standby mode. Okay. And most important thing, that CPC, how does it comes to know that how much rate of climb has to be maintained, how much cabin altitude has to be maintained, and how much outflow valve has to be open, how much it has to be closed, when it has to be open, when it has to be closed. So how it calculate and how it work. Okay. So about that, it depends on the so many signals. So CPC get the signals from FMGC, ADRS, LGCO, IEU. What kind of signals they get from FMGC? It get that QNH signals, that landing elevations. Okay, that at what altitude we are going to land, at what altitude I have that pressurization system has to equalize that pressure from outside and inside. That means outflow valve has to be fully open at what stage. So that will be calculated from on the basis of the FMGC information collected for that QNH and that airport elevation where we are going to land. Okay, from ADRS it get the speed information, that what is the aircraft speed to open that outflow valve. Okay, LGCO it gives the information that landing gear are compressed or not, that after landing to open outflow valve accordingly and to calculate the time of 51 seconds after the landing. Okay, IEU it gives the information that engines are running or not, bleed, what are the bleed the situations, it is meeting the demands or not, we have to increase bleed or not. All things can signals can come from this. Okay, in case of manual mode, there are manual mode also. So how to do that manual mode? In case of automatic mode is failed, both CPC is failed, then we have one chance of automatic mode also, manual mode also. So there is the push button and overhead panel by which we can select it manual mode, and after that there is a toggle switch for the VS control of cabin altitude. Okay. That VS control toggle switch actually controlling the outflow valve opening and closing. If we toggle switch will be fully down, it will close the outflow valve, and by closing outflow valve, cabin pressure can be increased as per the requirement. By toggle switch up, the outflow valve will be open, and by which we can depressurize the cabin on landing or as per the requirement also. So these are the functions, and there is some backdrop also in the manual mode. That manual mode in the manual mode case, slow operation of outflow valve. Outflow valve will operate slowly, and its visual will also can take 5 seconds to appear on the ECAM. That ECAM indication of outflow valve may delay or may be some lag to visualize that what is going to happen. Okay, so these are the just outline of the pressurization system. We will discuss in details also. Okay, now there is one map which I have just made to make you understand. Okay, this is the cabin gear, this is the cabin pressure, on ground situation, pre-pressurization situation, pressurization situation, depressurization situation, and on ground situation. This line is indicating the aircraft altitude. Okay, aircraft situation, and this is indicating the cabin altitude. Okay, this is aircraft altitude, or this is cabin altitude. Okay, so when the aircraft is on ground, okay, and before takeoff, aircraft on ground before takeoff, this is the point of liftoff. Before takeoff on ground, what happens that as the takeoff thrust is set, it is pressurized. The aircraft below the actual ground level, it increase the pressure inside the cabin to avoid the surge, and as the liftoff start, it will also start, cabin altitude will also start to increase. Okay, but it will not increase at the same rate of the aircraft altitude. It will not go up to the same altitude of the aircraft altitude. Okay, because its limit, cabin altitude limit is 8,000 feet, and aircraft altitude can go up to 35,000, 39,000, 38,000 depends on the aircraft. Okay. So after liftoff, it goes, then it is the cruising level, and when it is starting descent, it is also starting descent, and when the landing gear is compressed, as the landing gear is compressed, after 55 seconds of the landing gear compressed, the outflow valve will be fully open to release the residual pressure. Okay. And you can see that in case of depressurization, the cabin PS will be minus 400 feet per minute, and delta pressure will be 0.1 psi. Okay, in case of pressurization, the cabin delta pressure can go up to 8.06 psi or lower. It cannot go more than that, because if it will go more than that, safety valve will open and that will release the cabin pressure. Okay, because so much pressure also cannot be good for the comfort of the passengers in it. Okay, so this is pressurization. After 55 seconds, this will go to the depressurization. In case of depressurization, the cabin altitude will increase with the rate of 500 feet per minute, and delta pressure can go to 0.1 psi. Okay. So this is the brief, and now we will discuss more. Hi friends, let's continue with the pressurization chapter. Okay, so earlier I discussed with you that main functions of the pressurization system. Okay, now let's discuss what the main component of the pressurization systems. Okay, so in the main component of the pressurization system, there is the CPC. CPC is the cabin pressure controller. It controls the cabin pressure by tailoring that outflow valve. Okay, and how it comes to know that what it has to be maintained and how much it has to be maintained. So for that particular calculation, it got the signals from FMGC, ADRS, EIU, and LGCIU. Okay, there are the two CPC controllers. One is always operating, other is on standby, and if one got failed, other can overtake. If both got failed, then manual operation mode. Okay, and it can transfer automatically also after every landing. 70 seconds after the landing, that the CPC will switch it off over each other, like if CPC 1 is using for the one sector flight after landing, the CPC 2 will come as operating, and CPC 1 goes for the standby mode. Okay, now second thing is the outflow valve. Main function done by the outflow valve only. It is the main thing which maintain the pressurization, which control over the pressurization, and if it got malfunction, then everything goes. Okay, so outflow valve, it is located behind the cargo compartment, right side of the fuselage of Airbus A320. It has two motors. It has two motors for automatic and one motor for the manual mode. Okay, so total it has three motors, two automatic and one is manual mode. Okay, and it controls the cabin pressure by closing and opening of outflow valve. That is understood. Third main component is the safety valve. Safety valve, it comes in play when the pressure is increasing and cabin is getting more pressurization due to some failure of outflow valve in closed position or anything like that. So as the pressure goes above 8.6 psi, it will open the outflow valve and it can release the pressure. It can release the pressure from the cabin to maintain the required pressure, or it will also avoid to go the cabin pressure so low. If the cabin pressure is getting low, less than 1 psi also, then it will commands to close the cabin or outflow valve to increase the pressure and to avoid its going very low pressurization. Okay, fourth is that RPCU. Okay, it releases the pressure if it goes more than 8.6, and it also avoid to letting it go below the 1 psi in the cabin. Okay, and the CPCU, residual pressure control valve. Residual pressure control valve. It's the function, as you can understand by the name, residual pressure. The pressure which is still there even after landing and it is not released yet. So if there is any additional pressure available in the cabin, then cabin door will not open, or if it will open, then it will open drastically like a blast, and it can throw out the person whoever is sitting close to the, or whoever is standing close to the that cabin door. So residual pressure releasing or depressurization of aircraft is very necessary. So if in case that outflow valve is failed to open even after landing, then it will make the outflow valve to get open to release the overpressure or any abnormal residual pressure by opening the outflow valve. Okay, and if in case the outflow valve is not opening itself after landing, or if the both CPCU is failed or aircraft is operating in manual mode also, then it works to open the outflow valve to release the residual pressure, provided that both engines should be off and aircraft should be on ground, and speed as per the ADRS should be less than 100 knots. Okay, so these are the main components. Let's come to the pressurization mode. So there are two pressurization modes, one is the automatically and one is the manually. So let's talk about the automatic pressurization control mode. So in the automatic pressurization control mode, the main things which is providing the pressurization, that is the CPC. CPC, you know, as it is cabin pressurized controller. Okay, one is operating, one is on standby. If one got failed, other can overtake. Both full, both get failed, then it comes to the manual mode. And auto transfer of the CPC, if the one got failed, it can auto transfer to the second, and or in other case, if both are serviceable, and then in that case after landing, 70 seconds after landing, the CPC will switches from one to another. Okay, and the CPC use the landing elevation and QNH figures to optimize that how much pressure and what rate of descent has to be maintained for the cabin altitude to equalize the pressurization at the time of the landing, or at the time of the touchdown, or at the time of the on ground. Okay, so it uses the landing gear elevation and QNH from the FMGC and pressurization altitude from the ADRS. Okay, in case if the FMGC data is not available, if the FMGC data is not available, then CPC uses the QNH setting from the barrow setting, which is set at the captain side. P1 side barrow setting will be taken as the QNH at the time of landing. Okay, and the airport elevation has to be selected manually from the overhead switches in case if the FMGC data is not available, and whatever you will select manually, that will be taken by the CPC to calculate the pressurization system and to maintain the depressurization at the time of the landing. Okay, Now let's talk about the different phases of the pressurization. Okay, there are the different phases like down, takeoff, climbing, cruise, descent, aborts. Okay, let's discuss all that. Ground phase. At the ground phase, before takeoff and after landing, when aircraft is on ground and outflow valve is fully open to release any residual pressure in cabin, VS can be maintained 500 feet per minute to release any residual pressure to equalize the cabin pressure from the outside pressure. Okay. Second thing is the takeoff phase. In takeoff phase, the CPC pre-pressurized the aircraft before takeoff thrust is set. Why it is pre-pressurized? As we have discussed earlier, to avoid the pressure surge. Because at the time we set the takeoff thrust, that lots of bleed and pressure can go inside to the systems and it can over-pressurize the cabin. So to avoid that, we pressurize cabin already, so that there would not be any surge of the pressure in the cabin. So CPC pre-pressurized the aircraft before takeoff thrust set. VS can be maintained by the CPC is minus 400 feet until the aircraft delta pressure get equal to the 0.1 psi. At the lift off, at the time of the lift off aircraft, as the aircraft lift off, the cabin also start climbing. From the point of the lift off of aircraft, cabin also start climbing phase. Okay, so this is the takeoff phase. And now comes the climbing phase. It is as per the pre-planned by the system. It is nothing to do with much more with the pilot. It is already pre-planned by the system that how it has to be climbed. Okay. In case of cruise, whatever when the aircraft reaches at the cruising altitude and whatever altitude that cabin has reached at the same time, it will maintain the same altitude. Okay. Suppose that aircraft reaches to the flight level 280 and the cabin pressure altitude reaches at that time 8,000 feet. So aircraft will maintain 28,000 feet and cabin will maintain 6,000 feet. Okay. Or it will maintain the CPC will maintain cabin altitude at the level of the value or at the landing elevation fit. If the landing elevation of airport is more than the level of altitude of cabin pressure, cabin altitude, in that case, the cabin altitude will climb up to the landing elevation and then it will maintain that. Okay, whichever is higher. Max cabin altitude is 8,000 feet. If the landing elevation of the airport is 9,000 or 10,000, it will not go up to 9,000 or 10,000. It will maintain only 8,000. Okay, so at the time of landing, it will release the residual pressure. Okay. Next phase comes to the descent phase. In the descent phase, CPC maintains the cabin rate of descent such as the cabin pressure is equal to the landing field elevation plus 0.1 psi shortly before the landing. Just before the landing, the cabin pressure should be equal to the airport elevation pressure, airport field pressure plus 0.1 psi. Only 0.1 psi difference should be there between the aircraft cabin pressurization and the landing airport elevation pressurization. Okay, pressure, whatever it is. And max rate of descent can be for the cabin altitude is 750 feet per minute. Okay. Last phase is the abort phase. When it comes, if the aircraft does not climb after takeoff thrust set, like takeoff thrust has been set but aircraft did not lift off, did not start climbing, that means the aircraft has rejected the takeoff. So it will sense that and it will, if the aircraft is not starting climb after takeoff thrust, abort mode will be engaged and it will prevent the cabin altitude from climbing. It will prevent the cabin altitude from climbing. It will not start climbing for the cabin altitude and the cabin pressure set back to the takeoff airport pressure plus 0.1 psi. Okay. Hope you have understood it. If any doubt, you can write me back comments, and I will discuss a little more. Okay, hi friends. So let's continue with that presentation. We have discussed that automatic mode of pressurization. Now we will continue for that manual mode. Okay. So in manual mode, in case of both CPC fail, aircraft pressurization can be maintained with the manual mode. If both CPC controllers are failed, the aircraft pressurization can be maintained by the manual mode. Okay, what does we have to do in manual mode? Overhead panel, we have to select man mode, push button to the man, and VS control toggle switch we can up or down. Up means outflow valve will get open, that means pressure will release from the cabin to the outside, that means the cabin pressure altitude will decrease. Okay, and the pressurization in the cabin will decrease in case we make toggle switch up. If we make it down, outflow valve will close and pressurization will increase inside the cabin. Okay. So toggle switch has to be up or down to open or close outflow valve. Okay. The outflow valve in the manual mode will be slow operation of the outflow valve, and 5 seconds can be delay in the visuals at ECAM for showing the position of outflow valve. Okay. And the outflow valve will not open automatically after landing to release the residual pressure. We have to open it manually. Okay. Ditching. In case of ditching, when we are landing in the river or sea or at the water, then when we have to push the ditching push button on, when we will make the ditching push button on, outflow valve will get closed, emergency ram inlet valve also get closed, avionic ventilation inlet and extract valve also get closed, and pack flow control valve also get closed, forward cargo outlet isolation valve also get closed. These valves get closed. What are these? Outflow valve, emergency ram inlet valve, avionic ventilation inlet and extract valve, pack flow valve, forward cargo outlet isolation valve also get closed. Now comes to the ECAM indication. What indications we get in case of any abnormal situations for the pressurization? Okay. In the page of cabin pressurization page, Vs of cabin altitude will start pulsing if the Vs of cabin altitude will be more than 1750 psi, because the maximum is allowed is 750 only. If it will go more than 1750 feet per minute, then it will start pulsing and it will get reset when it will be 1650 or less. Okay. Delta pressure will start pulsing if its value goes more than 1.5 psi, and it will reset to the normal green color if the value comes down to the 1 psi. Okay. And cabin altitude, it is mainly for that at the time of just before landing. Okay, it is just before landing. And cabin altitude will go to the red. It will go to the red. Cabin altitude indication will go to the red if it is more than 9550 feet. It will be red, 9550 feet. It will start pulsing if it is more than 8800 feet, and it will reset at the 8600 feet. Because what is the maximum cabin altitude allowed? It is 8000 feet only. If its value goes more than 8800, it will start pulsing green. Okay, and it will become red if it is more than 9550 feet. Okay. Okay, and the safety valve will get open when the delta pressure is between 8.2 to 8.9 psi. Safety valve will open when delta pressure is between 8.2 and 8.9 psi. If the pressurization is getting over pressurized aircraft and outflow valve is not behaving as per the requirement, then safety valve will get open and it will start releasing the pressure. Okay, to maintain the required pressure inside the cabin. Outflow valve will get amber. Outflow valve will get amber when open more than 95%. Outflow valve will get amber. Outflow valve indication will get amber if it is open more than 95% during the flight. Why it is so? Because if it is full 95% open, that means that it is not maintaining the pressurization because it is almost fully open. If it is fully open, that it cannot hold the pressure inside the cabin. It is almost releasing all the pressure outside. So if it is happened, then that means that pressurization inside the cabin is going very down and cabin altitude is increasing drastically. It will be like that, and in that situation the cabin passengers which are available in the cabin will not feel comfortable. They will be having so many problems due to high altitude increasing inside the cabin. Okay, so it will become amber if the outflow valve get open more than 95% during the flight. Okay, and in case of cruise page, in cruise page delta pressure will start pulsing if it is more than 1.5 psi before landing. Okay, at the cruise page also it will start pulsing green. It was pulsing green at cabin pressure page also, and it will start pulsing green at cruise page also before landing if it is more than 1.5 psi. Okay, and amber, it will get amber if it is less than 0.4 psi, if it is or it is more than 8.5 psi. Either it is less than 0.4 psi or more than 8.5 psi, it will become amber. Okay, at where? Cruise page. Door and oxy page. In door and oxy page, VS pulses green. At door and oxy page, VS will be pulses green if it is more than 1800 feet per 1800 feet per minute, more than 5.5 seconds. And if it is more than 1800 feet, what? VS. If it is the cabin, VS is more than 1800 feet or more than 5.5 psi, it will start pulsing green at door and oxy page also, and it will reset when it is less than 1600, and VS will become amber process if data is invalid. Okay, so here friends, now let's close the chapter. Here itself I think that I have briefly discussed the main things of this chapter, and if you have any doubt or want to discuss anything else or want my video on any other certain topic, you can just write your comments and I will surely try to make the video as per your requirement. And it is a request once again that kindly subscribe my channel and like and share the videos and comments your suggestions, and press the bell icon also if it is possible for you, so that I will get encouraged to make more video and help you out. Okay, thank you.